Hey guys, my name is Brad. Welcome back to my wood shop. Today I thought we'd do a wood turning video. This one's going to be a little unique, something I've never done before. You can see we've got a decent size bowl blank here. This is walnut, and got a bunch of dowels. If you want to see how we use those things, just stick around. So before we get too deep into the project, I wanted to give a shout out to the guys over at Erickhill. They graciously enough sent me an email reaching out, asking if I'd be interested in trying one of their products, moisture meter to be specific. And they're a manufacturer and seller of moisture meters, digital temperature meters, that kind of thing. And I'll leave a link to their pages, their Amazon page, Instagram, website, that kind of stuff. But when they asked me about this one, they had seen my previous moisture meter video and things we had worked on with that one, and so I wanted to see what some of the new features they had to offer were. And the first feature that I liked is the size, and you can see it's a little bigger, of course, but it kind of reminds you of a pencil, and it would be easy to keep that in your shirt pocket, take it out and check any samples you're wanting to use for your projects. And the second little feature that I thought was pretty cool, and I think some of you guys will too. Now, of course, like a lot of these, you've got different settings. You can see that goes 1 through 7. And that'll check anything from wood to concrete and that kind of stuff. And generally, for the most part, there is a little manual in here that tells you what setting to put that on for whatever type of material you're working on. But for the most part, I'm going to be sticking with number 1 or 2, and that applies mainly to wood. So you can see here, we've got a couple samples set up here. I've got some hemlock or pine, that's pine also, some cedar. I've even got a piece of the project pieces, which is a piece of walnut. But the cool feature I thought, the biggest feature anyway, was this screen. If you'll notice, it turns green, and I've not really seen a lot of moisture meters with this little feature. But you'll see we'll go right into the end grain, and we're running somewhere around 10 to 11% there. Down here on this cedar, probably just a little higher. Yeah, slightly. We're somewhere around 11 or 12%. But the cool thing about this one I wanted to show you, this is a piece of pine. I just had it laying outside getting ready to throw it in the trash or burning. And it's rained over the last couple of days. So the surface you can't tell a lot. Right through here you can tell the edge of that is just soaked up some water and been sitting outside. Now if you'll watch this screen, what it does, see how that went from orange to red? That orange and red kind of is an indicator that, you know, maybe that's not the best piece to be using for a project, because it's definitely going to cause you some issues down the road. Now in the wood turning game, a lot of guys will turn them green, set them up for a while and let them dry out, turn them again, you know, so that way they're not having to fight so much with a dry blank. Now our project over here on the lathe is made out of walnut, and that one's a little bit wet. It's not terrible. Either way, I wanted to give a shout out to the guys over at Erickhill for sending me this. And like I said, I'll put the link in the description for this in case you guys want to check it out. But anyway, let's get back to the project. So we're at the end of this project. I'd like to know how you feel about this one, you know, because a lot of people don't like adding all the little fancy doodads all over it and everything. You can see all the different colored dowels added to it, and I did no specific pattern, you know, just kind of where I felt like it should have one. That's where I drilled it in, and you can even see the bottom is not centered. Wasn't really planning it that way. There is, however, a big knot in there. I didn't really see that when we were first cutting it into a blank, which is okay. I like the character of it. But I think it turned out pretty nice, and I sanded that all the way up to 600. And this one is about a 7.5 inch bowl, and we're around 2.5 inches thick. I went with a very basic, simple design. The edges have just got a slight taper to them. Nothing fancy. I did a flat bottom. But anyway, yeah, just let me know how you like this thing. Be sure and go check out Erickhill on their moisture meters. That might be something handy in your shop, especially one like this one. It gives you pretty simple readouts. But anyway, I hope you like this one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next video.